Good evening, gamers. Welcome to Div3. Finally going live with this semi-final. We've had to wait 15 minutes because they were waiting for a core demo to turn up on the Afflicted above side. It doesn't look like Magpie is here yet, so we're just going to jump right into this. This is the OWL8 semi-finals that is on Parole. This is Afflicted above, and it's myself and No Mercy casting. What's up, dude?
Evening, Griever. Looking forward to this match. 1 versus 4, but I expect it to be a pretty tight contest. First rollout, Jang Banger already down. Support by his Demo Man and the bombing soldier who was Logic. Scouts ended up taking him down, but Epps and Mizo were just having an absolute party here. I think they're finally going to be taken down, but a little bit too late as AA, Afflicted above, all over the point, and only Die and Maniac are able to get out. Oh, and they've retreated up through high. They might get caught off here. Not the way you want to retreat as medics, guys.
I think they will.
Oof, nice work, Epps. Takes him down. Yeah, they should have retreated through under there. It's just a faster, safer path to mid. Through Africa, as some teams like to call it. But AA are going straight on. Yeah, because it's... I don't know. Sometimes the names that make the least sense are the most memorable.
Yeah. Corby not hitting his pipe there, unfortunately, but it's not going to matter. That's going to be 1-0. Damn, that was a... How long? Oh my god, 28... That took
90 seconds.
Yeah, 90 seconds.
That is a good way to push through a last when last is tough. And we have a pause as Rads is subbing out.
Somebody in the stream is asking if Process is played often. I think it's only in one round of Alva season, is it? Was it? No, confirming Rad's hacks are broken, so he's restarting, and then we'll be unpausing.
Lose the rollout, decide to change things up. Maybe it's a tactical pause.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
I doubt it.
Come on, tactical pauses happen.
Alright, so that's a good way to win a round, pushing through the tough last, just kind of steamroll.
That was the definition of steamroll, I feel. Well, I mean, even the mid took a little while, as you say, both teams chucking players at each other, and then one team lost a couple too many. The other team got aggressive, and that was it. But right, and here we are unpaused, so we're into the second rollout of this match. And Rads has joined the team. Of course, Rads is running scouts, so they're not going to be too ill-affected by him maybe being a couple of seconds late getting in. Anyway, let's have a look what happens on this rollout. As Soldier trying to come up over the top. Both soldiers from Red are actually high. Corby's down very early. That's the demo. That's not a good thing to lose so early. Miso going down there, and you see the soldiers just bombed over the top, and Jesus.
So lucky. So unlucky not to get a kill there. Demo Man left on 6 HP and the medic on 70. Good to see the pumpkin heads on all of the AA players, except for that one soldier who just can't refuse to show off his $100 octopus hat.
Yeah, I mean,
because this is what we're really here to see, aren't we?
I'd probably wear it. Yeah.
But
$100
nice
octopus hat. I thought they were worth more than that.
Probably. The amount of games you had to buy to make it applicable.
Yeah. And Logic quickly jumping in along with the rest of the team. Got to get them cat points. This is Cat Fortress 2, of course.
Alright, so both teams have Uber. Interesting to see how OP are holding this with Medic on the point. I feel like they're kind of vulnerable to the right side, though. The Demo Man has Sticky that up quite nicely. Bit of a trap. Sticky's not a hidden trap, but will do the job. Yeah, and by not holding the right strongly, Pishka's got himself in an awkward position of having to kind of solo hold it. Oh, huge by Rads! Takes down 2 from the full flank, and Ubers are just going to trade here, not do too much, but this will just sort of favour OP, I suspect, as they're just looking to rain rockets down. Pishka is taken down. No middies here, as Epps does a nice job taking down Maniac. So they have to be careful that this scout can't afford to die, but should be able to win this duel against Epps. He takes a health pack, and just good shotgun DM, making the difference there.
Oh, the medic isn't shit as well.
Goes through Pro Gamers, that's Shooter, taken out from the back. Randy doing work, and finally his support arrives as Corby accidentally suicides himself. So both teams are getting pretty messy. They really just should have clumped up, and I feel like Parole should have had that if they just kept a soldier and scout with the with their demo medic, but not to be
Messy
nice
was
GM by
pretty
AA.
much the best way to describe that little exchange, but it was just interesting that Scout and Soldier came in on the south side and actually managed to force it, even though they were shut down pretty considerably.
Yeah, can't overestimate the value of having a medic is in those light situations. If I had only 3 players alive, I'd almost rather have 3 fraggers than 2 and a medic. It's just it's a lot less firepower. As Mizo has gone heavy and is deciding to hide in his favorite hiding spot.
Where is that?
Underneath the bridge. Not really sure. See, he's hoping that like a scout will pick his head and then wham, drop their heavies. That is a scary thing if you've ever been drop heavied.
Drop heavied, oh lord.
No, in practice they're just doing it for sort of a post-Uber push to really cement their last push, try to fight heavies with heavies. I've seen a couple of Div 1 teams do that to effect. Of course the other option is run a sniper and try to get a pick, but this kind of gives you more game with your Uber and less dependence on having a sniper that can in fact aim. Though why they haven't gone yet is beyond me. They seem to be wasting a lot of time for no real reason. Maybe they're looking for suicides. They have a logic up drop down.
Is it because
They
they're
have
waiting for
Eps on the
Magpie?
left.
Could it actually be that they're just trying to draw us out until Magpie gets them?
You know, it wouldn't surprise me as Eps just casually goes in and kills the sniper and dies. This is a full suicide strat. They got the Uber pop though, probably enough depending on how far back. I don't like
Heavy's
the
in
drop their
position.
heavy when your team is defending at the back. It's actually really poor, but the demo and the medic are in nice positions. Good to see the scout they're covering. Their only real risk is a scout rushing from underneath or Africa, and soldiers are already back up.
So they are getting into position to push. I wondered if this was the elite park the bus track, possibly.
And on Parole are kind of onto it, and it's good to see that they're trying to respond by sacking a player, which is Rads as Spy. No idea where he is.
Don't want to
He's gonna
sack
get
too many
himself
players though, because they're all over them.
Player get Demo Man down, but the heavy is just going to be too strong here. The heavy needs to die. Oh, big plays by the medic. Die runs in. Uber sort of finish off his Uber, turns around and saves Maniac, the only soldier left.
That's awesome.
This isn't over yet. That heavy versus soldier is going to be tough. Scout respawn pretty important here. And nice plays. OP still on their last breath. Can't really push out off this, but round's not over yet, Griever.
Sure as hell was not. And so Blue actually still has a 40% Uber advantage. That Scout's peeking down the bottom. Gonna pull back up.
They're going to just use this Uber advantage. I don't like where Die is standing in its Uber advantage. If they push from under, he's okay, but if they push from the left right now, he's going to be detached from his team. I'd really prefer you to hold on the high ground so you can drift left or right based on when they push.
Yeah, good to see
he
they're
might
going right
get
on
his
it.
Uber up in time, man. It's going to be tight. 90%. He's going to get it at the tail end of this fight if he lives, but it's probably going to be too late.
Yeah, no one there to heal. He's
Maniac
gonna
doing a
come
good
in.
job. Die is going to have to go all in
Oh,
again.
oh,
He's going to
oh,
get his
no!
Uber. Oh, but...
Jeez. Wow, Die. I am loving his medicing. Holy hell.
He would have had Uber up. He wouldn't have had to do it if he'd been not healing for that 8 seconds quad on the left though. So positioning getting the better of Div3 medics, but I like his inspiring play.
Yeah, absolutely. 8 seconds, that's it's about 13-14% Uber.
Well, 10 seconds is 100, so a tenth of that. 4 seconds.
Alright. Let's have a look at that. Die down so early. That was a really, really good bomb by Eps.
Yeah, unfortunately, the OP bombs were not good at all. Just got absolutely crushed.
I'm not too sure what I can add to that, because it was just pretty much the extent of it. Oh, Lord.
I think the difference might be
OP
scouts.
Yeah.
Like the
I'll be
scouts were
interested to
just
see
massacring
the stats as well. I might get you to check the live stats when we get further into the game, because what worried me when Mustachio took on Parole was that Corby, his damage output, he had like 3 times as much heals as he had damage output, and he had a quarter of the damage output of his opposition. But his traps and stuff seem alright so far, and his position doesn't seem to have been terrible, other than that mid.
Yeah, I remember that game, and the soldiers did go absolutely huge. Ubering into last. Early Uber, pop the stickies, good to see. Gets Die as well, caught out in that same sort of awkward position. And Shooter is doing a good job as the backup demo.
He really is. And look at this, they're just trying to keep this alive. That scout, whoever's not going to be able to deal with this soldier, and that is going to be halftime. Dear God.
Fast and aggressive half. Whole thing took a total of 10 minutes, and looks like we will be seeing a sub as well.
Yep. So Rads and Jang, well, points are pretty much what you'd expect on the OP side. Corby's not really getting much out, is he? Can't really look at the points too closely, of course, but anyway.
Alrighty, so
I just brought up the stats just then, no mercy. Wonder if Magpie's in there.
Eps. Big Eps.
Yeah, big Eps.
15-4 on primary soldier and almost doing double the damage of anyone else in the server. It says something about a good primary soldier doing his job. That's really nice to see.
And this is interesting. Corby and Shooter both on the same amount of damage pretty much, but Corby using almost no heals. The fact they're on the back foot a lot of the time probably will have had something to do with that. He will have been carpeting down stickies and running away with a tail between his legs, but at the same time you would think that Shooter would have had a lot more room to move. Not that it's going to matter now because Magpie is in no mercy.
Indeed. So, unfortunately, that should only spell even stronger for AA, and I'm worried to see how OP are going to respond to this. Like, they need to take their time with this half, really, like, give it a 3 minutes, and think about what they're going to do before they barrel straight into the next half, because 3-0 and your opponent team is only getting stronger is not really what we wanted to see.
Yeah. Shit, no, it's for the mental game, it's certainly not good. Maybe questions such as, why was our medic dying on last, and things like that, maybe.
Yeah, you know, it did, like, they lost every rollout, and after that it seemed pretty close, but, you just look at your rollouts, maybe try to play it a bit slower, don't bomb the soldier. It is always a good way to mix it up, because, while I do think aggressive soldiers are better on that map, if your aggressive soldiers just aren't working, then it throws away lives and you get crushed.
Exactly, and if they can shut down who's incoming, then they are going to have a player advantage they can use on mid. Magpie, pretty stellar rollout here, he's very quick. Gonna see him.
So I'm going to watch Pishk on this rollout.
Yeah, so the stickies are pretty much even. Same amount of damage output, one blue scout high, both red scouts high, and well, of course we've had the bomb over there from Logic, who's managed to take down Dye so easily. And Red, although quite low, looking pretty solid here. Rad's down, Soldier up above, he's going to get down on the demo, good work, takes out Magpie. Scout's going to try and come out of kitchen, go behind, but he's going to get shut down. And that is another mid where that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. If a single soldier without support bombs in and gets your medic, then A, your medic's positioning is probably horribly wrong, and B, a scout are not hitting meat shots they have to hit. The primary soldiers probably should be trying to deal with it too, but it is tough. But just, there was like, I think 3 or 4 people there were dedicated to deal with it, and the medic still dies. That's, that's real morale crippling stuff, and but there's not a lot tactically to say about just be better.
Yeah, and the thing
tough.
is that Jang and Rads seem to be pretty good scouts from what I've seen. Jang especially, like, really holds his own, hits some big shots, and his positioning seems relatively solid usually. And
yeah,
that's
you got to surf that first rocket as well. There's a lot of little things that are going wrong to cause that. The medic needs to stay alive longer. If the soldier has 3 rockets, maybe even 2, he can't be doing, like, unless he's like gets the sick ass midi, the second rocket has to be a difficult shot, and if it's an easy shot, then the medic just isn't doing enough to try to stay alive.
Pretty much. Anyway, let's see what happens on this rollout. Maybe they can pull one out of the bag. Hopefully, we aren't going to be seeing a GG on this map very shortly. Good first sticky on Corby, shutting him down. Great work there by Magpie. Read that pretty well. Soldier goes aggressive again. Are they going to be able to shut him down this time? Man, they managed to lose Corby in the midst of that. Randy will go down. The soldiers come out of kitchen while the other soldier goes from behind. Seems like a set piece move, maybe something off
nice
the cuff,
work,
but
Pishk. Pish just holding high ground, being patient, gets an important double kill, and Rad's staying alive through that all-important survival. And good to see Die living through that fight. He just like got the shit out of there when things were going bad.
Yep.
Dropped a lot of Uber percent, but like that's fine. Like ideally, you expect the scout to come back with you. But live and let live, and they're going to hold this mid, and both teams will have Uber for the next push, so hopefully finally pulling it back. Let's see how they can handle these more...
to say how quickly they lost their demo, they did very, very well to come out of that alive, and it was pretty much just that small soldier play. But it looks like both teams do have Uber now, and the rest of the blue team has assembled. What will they do on their first proper push of the game? They're going to get pushed on. Wow, okay, this is really good work by AA. Taking the aggressive strat. I don't know about positioning yet, but taking the initiative can't be a bad thing. I don't think it's working out for them right now, although they have managed to get one pick on the soldier. Rest of the team surging in, push down as well. Oh my god, and a pipe to Die's face. No mercy.
Just
I wasn't saying your name, this is just, what's happening? Oh, sorry, Karen.
Well, no, it seems appropriate. That was brutal by AA. Just single Uber in. Post Uber, it looked like Shooter was going to get absolutely manhandled despite forcing a multi, but then just the support, Logic doing a nice job. I think there was a midi out of the secondary there, I want to say Logic.
Yeah, and there's Die.
They're just moving straight on here. Getting attacked by all flanks by the defending OP, but it's very piecemeal, just one at a time, and Randy just sitting up the medic's ass with Shooter, just taking them down one by one. Keys does a nice job to stay alive, and they're going to have a good 90% Uber edge pushing this last. They're still not opt for the heavy, so they clearly know what they like, but I think we're seeing the last round here for this this map, Reaper.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Yuki's going to oscillate at me saying this, but that's the sort of play you see out of IM in the very top of Division 1. It's the sort of decision-making and just guts that you see at that level, and of course they obviously feel that they can kind of walk over their opposition, but based on these previous rounds, but still, that's excellent.
I would have said it felt more like a Turmo play, but it works. Sometimes crazy aggression at not necessarily the right time is exactly what surprises your team, and they're going to pull it out here. Nice stacking of the cap, good Uber in the last, and we have our first map victors, 5-0, 2 halves to the guys from AA. And yeah, not much to say.
Not much to say at all. Holy crap. So I suppose in 90 seconds we'll be off to the second map. Want to have a look at the logs. So that's just finishing up. Dear God. Pushk. Oh my god, Pushk actually dealt out... He only had 52 heals and he dealt out 1700 damage in that short half. Doing a very, very good job there as roaming soldier. Plenty of room to move, I suppose, though.
Yeah, he was... I thought he was doing a good job on the rollouts. He wasn't bombing in like Randy and like being sort of like the team initiator. Like Randy's like way down the bottom for his team, but it's such a role that he was playing. Like he was playing sack player when rollout for team, whereas Pishk was playing more of a independent, my job is to do damage and stay alive role, and he did that well.
I
in
think
fact,
the most important
critical in the one role that they won, really.
I think the most important stat to come out of these games is that in the first half, Keys had 0 damage, whereas Die had 195, and in the second half, Die had 64 and Keys had 0. I think this is very telling. Righto, so we will split the YouTube VODs, I suppose, so we'll head on over to the second map now. If you're watching this on YouTube, look in the description below. Obviously you're on Gravy TV, folks, and this is the OWL8 Semi-Finals for Division 3. Afflicted above versus On Parole. And On Parole, yeah. I think the opposition have them all locked up.
They're on life support.
Yeah, this is true. I was trying to think what disgusting pun I could use there. But yeah, we're gonna head on over to the second map, folks. We'll be with you real soon.
Thanks, guys.